All right, guys. Thank you. We are live, and we got a little bit late, but that's okay. That's how life is. But welcome, guys. My name is Nestor Udome from the MakeMoneyFromHomeDad.com, and I just want to welcome everybody here for today's uh, Google Hangout. And what we're going to be talking about today is actually something very important. It's actually something that if you are a serious entrepreneur, if you're a serious person about your future, about what's going on, then you need to know that what you're about to discover in today's hangout is something that every serious entrepreneur goes through. Okay, and it's funny because when when I barely got started in this industry, it was just something that was very new to me, right? It was very new to me. I really didn't understand what was going on, right? I was a little lost. There was too many technical words, right? Like capture pages and replicable websites and emails and campaigns and all these squeeze pages, right? And so I was very confused. And when I started to you know deal into the information, right, deal into the education that I was handed to me, I got a little bit kind of like frozen, right? I got a little bit frozen because I was like, wow, what do I do? And the reality is that a lot of people, maybe you included, that's how you feel when you barely come into this industry, no matter what industry it is that you're coming into. And how I kind of thought about it is like, what, it's like a job, and the problem sometimes with when you come into this industry, that's the difference between this industry and a job, is that you know and in this industry, sometimes you might be alone, right? You might be alone, you might be in a place where you don't know what's going on, and so you're a little lost, right? Sorry guys, I'm a little I'm a little like distracted because my kids, I know, just come over here, just step over here. My kids just drop a lot of water over there, and I don't want them to slip. So I am a true stay-at-home dad, right? I do take care of my kids, and so as I do these hangouts, I do gotta watch them do. But you know what? That's something. One of the best things ever that I feel is that this industry gave me was this, right? Being able to be here watching them, and not be somewhere else, not be at a job, or not be somewhere where I'm not present here, right? Hold on for just 1 second. You know, hold on. Sorry, guys, I gotta kind of beat it up. I gotta, tell them all stuff. But hey, you know what? We're back, right? We're back, and we're talking about this awesome thing. And I don't want to keep you in suspense. I don't want to keep you totally in suspense. But what it is events, okay? And I'm not just talking about like, the main events are like, company events, right? But I'm talking about these type of events also, like Google Hangouts, right? Events that company events, right? Calls that you have in there, right? And those are the things that you gotta concentrate on doing and focusing, right? I still remember when even back when back in the day, right, when I was just becoming an entrepreneur, I remember I was going to events, learning about stuff, right? I used to go to Rich Dad Poor Dad events. I used to go to all sorts of events, like real estate stuff, stock stuff, like different types of events, as many as I could, right? And at the time, I really didn't realize the power of these events, right? I just saw it as like, hey, you know what? I want to educate myself in that, so I'm gonna go. But the reality is that you start meeting new people, you start meeting new connections, getting connected, getting to know something. And this is one of the reasons why I was telling you that, when I came into this industry, I was lost because, in a job, when you come into a job, they have a training system, right? And there's somebody there, right? Like the manager and other employees, and they're telling you what to do. And so we get used to this type of life, right? We think that we're gonna come in here and suddenly everybody's gonna be like, oh, look, this is what you gotta do. This is step number one, this is step number two, step number three. And the reality is that there is no particular wrong way or right way of doing it. Everything is on kind of like depends on you, because you are at a different level than somebody else, right? Mentally, physically, financially, right? Totally different levels. So we don't know what you need or what you might not need. But the reality is, when I started to attend these events, right? Because I was kind of used to these, so I was like, well, I'm gonna just attend events, right? I started to attend like weekly calls from my company, right? Like, every Monday we have a call that I started to attend, right? Like these weekly calls. And that's when I started to kind of plug in, right? I started to plug in into a system. I started to plug in into other people, started to get to know who the leaders were, who I wanted to follow, right, in their footsteps, right? I kind of imagined myself, let me step back, and see it from a perspective, like, if, this is a job, let me see who I want to shadow, right? Who do I want to shadow in this type of industry? Because here's the reality: when, there's so many things, there's so many ways to do this business. And any of them is the right way of doing it, and none of them is the wrong way of doing it. They're all right, and if it works for you, then you go ahead and do it, right? So all my suggestion is, right. And here's one of the things that I learned. It's just kind of like, they were always talking about, like, choose one or two marketing systems, right, in these events, right, in these calls, and like, just focus on one or two at the most and keep doing it, right. That's one of the first things that I started to learn, right. And then, but then I was like, what, I'm gonna take it a little further, right? And so I started to go into these hangouts, right, and watch people like you're watching right now live, right? I started to watch these people and see what they were doing, see what they were talking about, right? Plugging in even more, right? Until I say, what, I need to get myself live and in person with these people, right? And my very first event in this industry was in Denver, Colorado, and that's where I met Terrence. That's where I met a lot of the other industries leaders. I met so many people. I actually started to talk to people. It felt real. It felt, for the first time, I was like, wow, this is actually happening. It felt real. My energies just started to pick up. I was just like, wow, okay, now let's get ready to rock, because I started to talk to people who really were getting results, right? And income disclaimer here. I know I'm not talking a lot about income, but still I want to give it to you. You can, there's a link at the bottom of this page where you can go get an average income of an affiliate Empower Network, right? And you could go to www.empowernetwork.com/income.php, and you can see the average earnings of an Empower Network right there, okay? Because we're not typical people, right? But you know what? I heard this once, right? I was like, what? They're talking about typical people, right? And we're not typical. We like results. We like, better our lives, right? I want to create for my children, for my daughters, for my wife. I want to create the best life ever, right? And I can't be typical for that, right? And so when I was hearing this in one of the events, right? One of the events that I attended, this person was talking about how typical people are those people who, are always worrying about paying the rent, right? Typical people are those who are, their savings is running low, right? Don't have, they're running low and they can't pay their bills, right? Typical people are the ones who, are having a hard time taking a vacation, right? Typical people are the ones who complain, every single day about mundane stuff, right? And so when I heard that, I was like, wow, that is true. That's a typical normal person, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But, the problem is that being typical is being basically stuck somewhere, right? Stuck, not being able to move. and when I heard that, I was like, what? I don't want to be typical. Why in the world would anybody want to be typical, right? So you have to be extraordinary. You have to want it hard enough. You want to go out there and get these results, right? And you got to do everything that you can possible to be able to just get it done, right? Just get it done, right? And so one of the, I learned that, and one of the other stuff that I also learned was basically this idea of focusing on one marketing strategy, right? And like always, man, it's like like in everything in life, and me, for some reason, I don't know if you guys can relate, it takes me a long time for me to decide something, but little by little I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better. I'm practicing. I force myself to take bigger decisions, so this process can be faster. Because this is one of the things that I saw in these events, is that the leaders, they were normal people, all right? They weren't typical, but they were regular people just like you and I, right? They weren't like superheroes per se. They were just normal people who made a decision to become extraordinary. And in that path, I saw that they practice all this stuff too. All of a sudden they weren't, like, bam, getting results. It wasn't like the day one they were getting hurt. Day one they knew how to make decisions. Day one they knew what to market. Day one it wasn't like that at all. I saw that what was going on is that it was a learning curve, and the only difference between the people who are making 6 figures, 7 figures on stage, and myself and the rest of us in the audience, it was that they just started a little bit before me. They just started a little bit before me, right? They had a little bit more steps ahead of me, and so I was like, hey, you know what? Wow, I can do this, right? And so, for instance, like now that I'm at this particular point, right, where I get, tons of leads all the time. I get traffic, I get sales, right? I'm hitting the leaderboards, right? I'm right there on the leaderboards, nowadays, almost every day I'm on the leaderboards, right? So when I saw that, now that I see myself, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm ahead of the people who are just getting started. But when I got started, I was lost. I didn't know what was going on. It was confusing. There was too much information. There was information overload. But now I'm at the place where, like, hey, it's simple. This is simple. It's just like a job. It's like I know what to do. I get online, do what I need to do my steps, pam, 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 and the traffic comes, the sales come, leads come, everything, it's in order. But it's not that because I'm like this, genius person. It's not. It's just that because I decided to plug in. I decided to go to the events. I decided to attend as many events as I could, like calls and webinars like these ones, and live big events, like the ones we just had in Vegas, right? And so I did that. And now I know and I understand that the people who were, who are the 6 and 7 figure earners, that's exactly what they did. And so from that point to my point to where I am, and maybe to where you are at, it's just a difference of time. A difference of time, a difference of effort, a difference of action. And it's kind of funny because, that was one event right here in Anaheim, California. There was a live event right here, and it was pretty cool. And there was this one particular person on stage, and, and they were talking about how, it was just interesting because at that particular point, I was still not, not really getting it, right? I was kind of getting it. The traffic was kind of starting, but not that much, right? I was just, almost getting started, but, kind of, and I was at the point where I'm like, just give me the juice, just give me the potatoes, just give me the meat so I can get started. I just want to know, what do I do to get leads? And this is the funny part, because they were telling me, but for some reason I couldn't get it, right? And so this, until I was sitting down in the audience, right? And they were talking about in stage, and they were talking about how, a butterfly comes into effect, right? They come into a caterpillar, right? So the caterpillar, it grows, and then it gets to a certain point where it goes into a cocoon, right? And then it has to, like, stay there for a while, basically forming and creating itself into a butterfly. But here's the thing: is that when I don't know, I'm not sure if it's cocoon. I know there's another word for it, but as a cocoon, I'm gonna call it, is hanging from the tree or from the plant, and if you help this caterpillar turn into a butterfly, if you help it to crack open, right? Because they start to move, and little by little they kind of wiggle, and they try to, like, force themselves, right? Move the wings, right? Try to get out. If you see that, and if you help them, it kills the caterpillar. It kills it, right? And they never get to turn into a butterfly. And I didn't understand this, right? And when I saw that, I was like, I kind of sat there and I was like, I was thinking, maybe how you're thinking right now, right? What does this mean? What this means is that we all come here as caterpillars into this industry. We all come into this industry as caterpillar, and as we start to get involved, as we start to, get on hangouts, get on conference calls, go to live events, as we start to learn the education, as we start to plug in, that's like we're forming our cocoon, right? We're forming our cocoon around us, right? And inside of us, there's the food and everything we need to transform into something more beautiful, something bigger, right? And so as we're there, we don't understand that we have to go through our own process. You have to go through your own process in forming into a butterfly, right? And so if you're, you're struggling, right? You're struggling. Sometimes you just feel claustrophobic, like nothing's working, right? You just want to grab your computer, just toss it to the wall, right? The leads are not going. You're doing everything you can, right? But yet you can't break through. You can't break through this cocoon, right? You can't break through. And so you're asking for help. You're like, help, please help me. Somebody help me, because I need to get my breakthrough. The reality is that I've seen this happen. People come to me now, right? And they ask me, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? All the time they come to me, right? And I tell them, and it just baffled me, right? At the beginning, I would tell them what to do. I would tell them exactly what I was doing. I would say, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this, and this, and do this, and use this program, and do this, and blah, 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 everything. I would tell them everything. I wouldn't leave anything at all outside. I would just tell them anything. And it would just baffle me how they still wouldn't do anything. Those people would just still stay there, stuck, struggling. And then they would come to me and say, yeah, but this, yeah, but that, with their excuses. And I'm like, but I just told you what to do. I told you exactly what to do. I told you exactly what to do that I'm doing to get results, right? So I didn't understand why they still couldn't break through that cocoon, right? And the problem was that I started to realize that the more I helped them, the more I was killing them. See, because they need to realize it by themselves. See, I realized it by myself. The way I get leads now, it's like I believe it's like the 6th way that I tried. Right? I tried Facebook PPC. I tried Craigslist. I tried Facebook chatting. I tried it all. Frustration after frustration, failure after failure. I couldn't get it, and I would ask, and people would tell me, and I would try to do it, and still couldn't do it. Right? But every single time that I kind of try something new, try something better, I got better at it. It got easier. It opened up my mind. Until all of a sudden, I was able to break through. My wings came out, flapping like a beautiful butterfly, right? And that's exactly what's going to happen to you. That's exactly what's going to happen to you. Just take time. It takes time. It's going to take time for you to form into a butterfly inside that cocoon. And I know it kind of feels claustrophobic sometimes. I know it could feel very frustrating because you try to push your wing out, but you can't come out. You can't break through. But don't worry. You will get your breakthrough. You will get through breakthrough. All you have to do is keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up. Here's another one. This is my last one, and I'm going to pass it down to Katrina. This is my last one. I was at one of the events, right? And I was sitting there, and it was actually a webinar, right? And there were like about 2,000 people in this webinar, right? I mean, how in the world can you get 2,000 people in a house party, right? That's why I love these things, right? That's why I don't do home parties. I do home Google Hangouts, right? And that's a clue. And so I was there, sitting there, and David Wood was talking on the screen, and he said, he's like, you know what? If you stick with me long enough, you're gonna make it happen. And that was another kind of breakthrough. Each time you get a breakthrough, see, a lot of people think that it's just one breakthrough that all of a sudden, bam, everything's exploding. No, you're in a cocoon, remember? So each time you get a breakthrough, it's like you make a hole, bam, and I make a hole, bam, and a little crack, and I can see some light coming in now. Right? So every single time I get a breakthrough, it's another breakthrough in my cocoon, ready for me to come out and fly, right? Ready for you to come out and fly, right? So when I was there and I listened to that was another little breakthrough that I got. It helped me break into, right? Because I was like, you know what? That's true. If you stick long enough with us, you will get to the point where you get your breakthrough and you're gonna fly. You're gonna take off. You're gonna take off all the way up, all the way up. And all of a sudden you're gonna be able to fly wherever you wanna fly. Just stick with us long enough, get to the events, get to the conference calls, get to these Google Hangouts, stick with us long enough, and it has to happen. And look at me, I'm proof for that. I'm proof of that. So that's all I gotta say right now, guys. I know I took a little longer, but I just want to just speak from the heart today and just give it all you got, because sometimes people come here and they're like, oh, you gotta get to events, you gotta get to events. But the reality is that, yeah, we're emotional about you getting to events because we know what it is, but you still don't know. You still don't know that why you should get to events. And the reason you're gonna get to events is because each time you get to the one, you're gonna get one little breakthrough, one more little breakthrough, until all of a sudden your cocoon just breaks open and your wings spread and you fly. With that, Katrina, if you're there, if you're listening to me, Katrina, go ahead and unmute yourself, show your face, because we want to see your face, Katrina, your beautiful face. And so go ahead and show us what you got.
Hey guys,
and inspire us with your words.
I only just have one thing to tell you. Let's see, I hope you guys can see me.
You're on. We can hear you.
I have to make it really quick because I'm with my family right now. But Ness was talking about don't try to do everything at once, and it can be information overload and all of that, and it really can. I think when you're in that learning curve, that's the hardest part. It's like you're just getting so much information. My advice to you all is go through the training in the back office. Not all of it. I mean, I'm not discouraging you from going through the training, but just pick one. For example, like the top producer formula. That is massive or whatever. And so just pick one and implement the strategies that they teach in there. I've been going through some things. Let's see, last year there was a hangout. There was a 6-hour hangout that David Wood put on, and I didn't know this, but the recordings are in the back office. Those 6 hours, they're separated into 6 segments, and that right there can really get your business going. I've been in this business for some time, but that learning curve has been a monster. Actually, it's been me playing around, not being serious, getting in and getting out. And then it was the learning curve. So, like, I've been in this business for too long. But I feel like I'm ready now. Ness talked about everyone goes at their own pace, and I'm ready now. In that training that he put on, those 6 segments, that is like about to explode my business. So that is all I want to tell you guys. I have to get to the family now. Go through the training. Just pick one thing. Pick one thing. Don't try to do it all, for God's sakes. I'm sorry. So my family is so silly. Don't try to do it all. Just pick one thing. Pick one thing. And so that's all. I hope that helps. But the training, I'm telling you, go through the training because that is massive. So that's all I got for you, Ness. And Terry, I gotta go be with my family now.
That's cool, Katrina. Thank you for joining us, man. Thank you. Hey, you heard it from Katrina, man. You gotta go and go through the training, and like she said, you gotta pick one. To be honest, let me very quick before I introduce over here my main man Terrence, because he's gonna blow it up right now. But the reality is like a lot of people want to get in there and want to go just boom, just start hitting it up. Here's how you got to do it. No matter what you're doing, okay, even if you're here or there, whatever you're at, have an intention. And have an intention of what you want to learn. Like say, you know what, today I want to build my mindset so I can be more powerful, so I can have more confidence, or whatever it is, right? Or you can say, you know what, I want to learn about traffic, or I want to learn about traffic in Facebook. Try to be as detailed as you can in what you want to learn, what you think you're missing at that particular time. The more you do this, the more accurate you're gonna get in what you're missing. So before you even start, just say, this is my intention, this is what I want to learn, and write it down. Because what's going to happen is that when you start to deal into the education, like the top producer formula, the team builder, or the mass influence formula, what's going to happen is that because your focus is on learning this particular thing, that stuff's going to pop up. Because all of a sudden you're gonna get like, oh, look, I never heard about that stuff. That it might be just a sentence or two that gives you a tiny little breakthrough that puts your business on the next level, right? Like I said, it cracks that cocoon. So every time you go in there, always have an intention about what you're gonna learn, right? And then grab that and immediately start applying it. Just apply it until it becomes part of you and you become an expert on that. But with that, my friends, let me go ahead and introduce main man Terrence Freeman. He is the founder of Team Blitz. This guy, man, he's just on fire with everything. He just says it how it is. I love his little thing. He's always saying it, which I'm trying to implement into my life about getting in people's face, right? You got to get in people's faces if you want to get their attention, which is true, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pass it out to Terrence right here, Terrence Freeman. Go ahead, Terrence Freeman. The floor is yours.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you guys? Sorry, I was running a bit late. I basically just had to do a couple errands from this afternoon. Anyway, guys, my name is Terrence Freeman, and yes, I am the founder of Team Blitz from New York City. I'm just feeling excited, and I'm just going to be quick with it because I know it's Sunday night, and people have their, family activities to get to, and at the end of the day, success loves speed, right? So I'd rather give it to you straightforward, fast, and deliver it, and over deliver it, if anything. Guys, look, you guys who are on the team watching, and for you guys who are watching from my list, and maybe maybe you're new here. You guys got to understand that when you invest into a system or into a company, you cannot forget that you are solely investing in you. And, when you don't attend any type of event, whether you're doing real estate, whether you're doing online marketing, affiliates marketing, IT work, learning how to sell cars, if you don't go to any of their events, right, that they create, which obviously events are to help elevate you if you do follow, the system, right? And what I notice is that people don't really take the events serious. I mean, yeah, you go have fun, you go mingle, but at the same time, you want to mingle with the leadership of the company, people who are making it happen and find out ways of tweaking or strategically getting your brand or your product and services out in front of the masses, right? And you just can't wait for an event to come to you. That's not going to happen. For me, that's just someone who's not fully engaged. One thing I learned about this industry since I was in Monabi was that if you don't attend events, it does, and like Nesta says, it's like a cocoon. How long does it take a butterfly to, a worm to become a butterfly? The same thing with the business, guys. But for some people, it happens fast. Some people, the transformation takes time. But if you're applying, right, like going to all the events, doing not the best that you can, but more than the best that you can, believing in the product, right, which is obviously here the Colossal Premium blogging platform, right? And obviously there's nothing out there like it right now. And again, a lot of people are playing games with this product because they're not realizing the gold that they really have in their hands. I've been in this thing for over 2.5 years, and I'm going into 3, and I know that, I know where I'm heading, and I know that, it takes 2 to 3 to 5 years maybe to get a breakthrough. It takes 5, 6, 7 events for some people, maybe 3 events. But if you don't go to one, how can you possibly expect a breakthrough? Unless you out there buying traffic, right? Which you got to do anyway, right? You got to buy traffic, right, in order to get some momentum going, right, and start figuring things out on your own too, because buying traffic is challenging also, and it challenges you, right? It teaches you, okay, this one, this page ain't working, this one is. You know, these people are opening up this page more. These people are not opening up this. You know, this one's not converting right. It's not opening right. So, you know, doing that exercise alone, which is of course investing in you, because I don't know in what business you do that you don't invest. I mean, guys, I have my traffic source right now that I just started yesterday, and I'm testing it, right? And now I'm going to share it with the team to see exactly once this thing goes off, I'm going to share it with the team, and they can run with it, right? And this was given to me yesterday by close to seven-figure earner, you know, who reached out to me inbox yesterday, and I've tried it for a day, and we're going to see what happens. It's a great tool, and again, you need traffic, right, to get people to your blog source, to your landing page, your capture page, your autoresponder. You know, you got to build a list, and even letting people know on your list that they got to get to events. Like we have the next one coming up in October. Some of you guys here on the team have not even been to an Empower Network event. And, you know, we have a new member here. Maybe Donna's watching right now. Congratulations if you are, and welcome to the team. And, you know, you're in good hands with Nesta and everyone else here on the team. And, but one thing you want to focus on, Donna, is definitely getting to your first event. Regardless of what obstacles you got to overcome, you have to overcome those obstacles and get to the event. And at the same time, build your business towards that. So you got about now to 90 days, right? Same thing with everyone else here. Same thing with me. You know, I said I'm gonna be speaking from that stage, and I'm so driven right now to get it done. You know, I'm speaking it into existence, guys. You know what I mean? And it's again, it's how serious you guys gonna take this business. Again, this is a business. They continue emphasizing it. This is not a hobby. This is your business. As long as you make the decision that you're going to treat it as such, that's exactly what can, you know, burst and become a business, an actual automated momentum, building in traffic, generating income business. Because that is the sole purpose of why you get involved in this industry. Number one is to make money. Okay, let's not even fool ourselves. Number one, it is to make money. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it for free. Okay. Number two, you want to help others. You help others by duplicating it, right? But you have to do the work. You know, if you're starting a team, your team members have to see you really actually start doing the work and show leadership, right? I mean, I do it all the time. I'm sharing new stuff. I'm always going out there. I'm blogging. You know, and some members on the team are doing better than me, which is great. Which is, you know, for Nesta, for example. You know, Danielle, who's starting to take off. You know, I mean, there's people right now really starting to take off in Team Blitz, and we don't want you guys to miss the catch of the wave. You know, which again, you know, forget about catching the wave. You gotta be like be that moon, right? Plenty of spots and space on the moon for you guys, you know what I mean? Where you can shine with us so we can create the wave together. Because we all know that the moon controls the current of the oceans, controls the wave, and, you know, the tide. You know what I mean? So instead of being the wave, let's just create the wave, guys. Right? So why miss out on the boat, right? And continue lag-a-dagging, right? When we continue telling you guys, get to the events that Empower Network holds. A lot of you people who are new to this right now probably don't even know what Empower Network is. If you don't, look, simply click the banner down below. Okay, there's a short video, there's a form there, fill out the secured form, get started. At the end of the day, there's a trial basis to get started. And look, with so many social media streams right now, like you got Blab, you have Periscope, Meerkat, Facebook Live right now, Tazi, YouNow, Snapchat, what's the other one? There's one more. It's on my phone too. But there's so many of these guys. And I got an account on all of these guys. And I do a stream on all of them. Because at the same time, you build a different audience, right? And you don't know, you do a live stream, you can catch some people in Orlando, right? And the next event is where? In Orlando. And you can share with people, hey, look, we're having an online marketing blogging conference, whatever you call it, what you like, you know, because that's really what it is. Is you're basically learning how to become a better online marketer and a better content writer, right? A better copywriter, a better blog marketer, right? There's just so much stuff, right? Better creation of your funnel, right? Because you need a funnel, right? Which I was studying yesterday with Tracy Walker, and I gave me some powerful tips, which is I'm really gonna start placing my funnel in order and get people exactly where they need to go and target different audiences. I know there's people that's gonna need traffic. I have a source for that. Why wouldn't I want to make a stream from that source? At the end of the day, guys, events increase your potential of making more income. And what I mean by that is you could meet someone at the event that has another type of offer, and you can market it, you will take the challenge, right? You can have an account with JVZoo, sell it there, and continue marketing out the blogging platform. You gotta start expanding. It just can't just be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do and focus. It might have to be that way in the beginning, but I got almost 3 years on this, so I know I have to expand. For the guys who are just getting started, right now you got to focus on building out your blogging platform, building out the sales momentum of it for yourselves, so that way you can actually start considering other expansions that's even going to help you sell the blogging platform even better. But you have to get to the event. We have the event coming up October 23rd through the 25th, 2015. Look, it is cheap to get round trip tickets to Orlando if you're anywhere in the East Coast. If you're anywhere in the Midwest, it's cheap. You guys, in California, right now would probably be the best time to get it. Before a month prior to it will be like $600-700 maybe, So you have people flying in from Australia, from Tokyo, from Hong Kong, who get to these events. Yet there's people who are in Florida who are in the company and most likely won't even go. People up in New York City or in New Jersey or in Virginia who can fly for $210 round trip right now, right? Which is really nothing, because if you're in the business to make money, you gotta be promoting your product and or services, and you gotta get to the events. So if you're not promoting the product, how can you make money? If you're not out there promoting the Empower Network Blogging Premium, how can you make money? If you're not getting to the events, how can you make money? How can you actually learn something? Because you can't do it by yourself, my friends. That's the purpose why these events are every 90 days, every quarter. It's so each quarter that you are in business is to increase your income stream. It's to increase the value that's coming in. You dig what I'm saying? But the value that's coming in, it wouldn't increase. It would not increase if you don't give the value out. Let me repeat that. You would not increase in value, right? That comes in if you're not giving that value back out. If you're not giving it out, there's no increase in your stream. If you're not going to the event, you're going to stay at zero. If you're not going to the events, you might sign maybe just one person every 5 months. And you might quit on the 6th. So I'm just telling you guys, and I'm serious. If you guys who are on Team Blitz, it's time that you guys start waking up and get to the events. Stop wasting your time. There's just too much money to be made with this company right now. I've not made what I've wanted, but I've made some great money, some pretty good money. That's helped me. That's helped me buy my tickets. That's helped me spend and splurge more when I get to the events. I mean, Nestor knows, he sees it, and it's increased each time. You know, I'm going to treat myself. If I'm working and being consistent, and it's just getting better and better, why wouldn't I treat myself right? Or even the members of on my team. You know, well, a few times we've you know actually really looked out for each other. You know, people had this place to stay. People couldn't afford it. People, stayed for free, and this is what team members do. What's more important for me is that you are at the event as a member of Team Blitz. And if you're not a member of Team Blitz yet, right now is the time for you to hit that banner down below. Get started with us, me, Nesta, Katrina, Danielle, Teresa, Linda, Xavier. We have Donna that just got on board. We have Elliot. I mean, guys, the team is just growing. It's growing, and I'm going to tell you guys, the people who are putting in the work are the ones who are really starting to see the results. Nestor, who's been in here for over 2 years now, his results right now are, forget it, he's on both leaderboards right now. Okay, he's on both leaderboards, and he's been in this game for over 2 years struggling. But just like he said, each event, he figured something out. Maybe it didn't work then, but he continued being consistent. And guess what, my friends? 11 sales in 1 month, getting 5 to 7 to 10 to 15 leads a day. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it's traffic that's going to build your business. If you're not willing to invest in traffic and you don't know how to build a list, you're going to be stuck. You have to invest. Getting traffic costs you $400, $500. You get a $700 click, and people make sales. As long as it's from a great traffic source, you have nothing to lose, my friends. You lose more when you don't invest. You lose more when you don't get to the event. You lose more when you don't surround yourself with the leaders and the people who are making it happen in those events, where they're sharing with you content of how, why, and where you should be placing your ads, where you should be placing your landing pages, what time, when to send out to your list, all of these things, guys. Do you guys really take this thing as a joke? So again, it's 9:53, actually 9:56. And I'm going to keep it within an hour. And I want to thank you guys. If you guys who just got on here, watch the replay. If you guys got on here late, okay. Make sure that if you're hopped on here from Nesta, make sure you connect with Nesta, okay. And that way he can get started with you guys with the with the new orientation way of doing things, guys, okay. And I wanted to touch base on that process, but I changed it up today because I seriously feel like it is the events that really transform and really create the momentum for a lot of people in this industry. And if you like making money, if you like to make your money fast, and you like being online, then you want to be with Team Blitz. Then you want to be with Empower Network. You want to be with the Dream Team. Okay, you want to get under the umbrella, right, and surround yourself with us and get to the event. Get to the event in October, my friends. Seriously, this is not rocket science. Okay, I mean, I tell the team all the time, those who show up, blow up. Okay, it might not happen that first event. It might not happen that second one, but it may just happen on the third. Why? Because you stayed being consistent. You showed up. You kept showing up. You kept applying, you kept applying, you kept showing up, you kept showing up. And that is what you need to do in this industry. You cannot be timid. You cannot be in fear of wanting change. You cannot be in fear of being around people who can help you get there. You cannot be in fear of people because you think they have more than you and they're not going to respect you or honor you. And a lot of you guys are doing that. Some of you guys don't even go to events just for those same reasons I just explained. So look, let's just brush it all off. You guys on Team Blitz, I want to see everybody at Orlando. There's 30 members here. 30 of you guys should be at this event. And by that time, it'll probably be 40, maybe 50, the way things are moving right now. I got 3 follow-up calls to do tomorrow. And look, again, you have all these media streams. Use them. Blab. Blab right now is no joke. Use it. People are not going to know who you are if you don't get in their face. They will not know about Orlando Fight the Forces of Evil event, October 23rd through the 25th, 2015. They will not know about them dates or the event if you don't get in their face. So with that being said, guys, it's 8. It's 8. It is 9:54. And I'm going to pass it back to my man, the host of most of this, my man Nestor, who I deeply admire. Thank you, Nestor, for filling in for me. And I know, again, Sunday, I know people get busy with family thing, but again, the show must go on, whether it's just me, whether it's just Nestor, whether it's everybody that show up on the panel, the show always goes on. Unless something really, really drastic happens that it can't go on, then, but chances are there's always someone to fill in the spot, okay? And that's why Team Blitz, we work together, and we want to help you guys. We want to get you guys over to the next level in whatever business that you're doing and whatever opportunity that you're sharing with people out there, whether it's a tangible product or intangible product. It doesn't really make a difference with us because we've been taught, trained on how to really market your brand right out there in the marketplace if you're struggling like that. Okay, so with that being said, Nestor, I'll pass it back to you, my friend. Thank you again for covering in. And again, guys, start now. Click the link below. Make sure you follow me on Periscope at Campania. You can also follow me on Twitter at Campania. And let's hope that you make the right decision tonight and get started with us, guys. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the emails, and I can't wait to reach out to you guys. And I'll see you guys Wednesday night, 8 p.m. is our next hangout. The floor is yours, Nestor. Thank you, buddy. Can't hear you.
I got in this industry about like 2.5 years ago, and I was struggling like everybody else, right? There is, look, every leader, right? Every master was first a disaster, right? This is from Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, right? T. Harv Eker, he says every master was first a disaster, right? So no matter what master you're looking at, no matter who 7-figure, 60-figure earner that you're following, they were a disaster when they first got started, right? They didn't know what they were doing. They weren't just masters all of a sudden, right? Bruce Lee didn't come here, bam, doing everything he, like he did, just right off the bat, right? No, man, like it was a process, right? It's a process that they took, and they had to get to, event after event after event for them to be able to get it. But look, this is how it is, right? Most people fall into this scam about the 40-year plan, right? Retired in 40 years, right? Go to school, get a career, work hard, invest into your 401k, and then one day you're gonna be able to retire, right? And the problem is that, first of all, most people don't know how to be an investor in order for them to be really invested into a 401k, right? The pension plans are gone. Social Security, I don't know what's gonna happen to it, right? You cannot rely on outside sources for your future. You cannot rely. You can't put your family, your special people. You cannot put yourself in reliance with anybody outside but yourself. You got the power right now, everything you need to take control of your life, to be able to move forward and to generate and create everything around yourself. And here's the honest truth, and this is what I live by, and this is what Empower Network. See, because when I barely came in here, Empower said, you can build a business while still having a life. I took it a step forward and I say, you know what? You have the power here in Empower Network to design your business around your life. See, I decided to design my business around my wife's life, around my daughter's lives, both of them, right? My daughter was just in first grade. She just got in first grade, about on Thursday. And I was just thinking, right? We were walking towards first grade, and I was like, what a wonderful gift I gave myself and I gave my daughter for making a decision back then to not give up, to keep moving forward, to go to the events, to go to every event, to listen to the conference call, to come here, to show up so that I can blow up, so that I can be right there for my daughter. So I can be right there on her first day of first grade without having to ask a boss for a day off, without having to ask for permission, without having to worry that I'm gonna be late, that I gotta run. I gave myself a gift and I gave my family a gift. And what I want you to do right now is make a decision to click on the link on the bottom of this video and give yourself a gift and start showing up so you can blow up, like Terrence says, and start designing your business around your life, around your family's life. Take control of all this stuff. You have control. You are your architect of life. Believe it. Now with that, my friends, join us on next Wednesday. We're going to be on Wednesday. We're going to be talking more about the stuff, more about powerful things. But with that, my friend, here's my daughter, my first grader with her pretzel. And I love doing this because of her. And I want to welcome those who made a decision today. I want to welcome them into Team Blitz. I'm going to welcome them with a warm welcome. And thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.